All right, hi everybody. We are going to start reading chapter 28. And if you remember from yesterday, Miguel joined Kyle, Akimi, and I don't know why I can never remember her name. I think Sierra. Miguel joined their team, so now they're a group of four or a team of four, and they all just entered this game that Mr. Lemoncello invented as a TV game. It's like a trivia game, maybe. And their goal is to try and get these library cards from the discard pile to see what the books are because they think that they might be onto something with that. So let's pick up where we left off on chapter 28. Now and then, said Mr. Lemoncello, are you ready to play risking everything for 5 little library cards? Kyle swallowed hard. Then he nodded. All right, you maniac McGee's, here is your picture puzzle. The category is famous quotes. You have 60 seconds to solve this rebus. Wait a second, said Akimi. What's a rebus? You figure out the words in the phrase by looking at the pictures and the symbols, said Kyle. For instance, added Miguel, the letters R and E plus a picture of a school bus would equal rebus. Oh, okay, said Akimi, if you say so. Are you ready to play? Asked Mr. Lemoncello. Kyle looked at his teammates and nodded. Yes, sir. Then on your mark, get set, go dog go. That was one of my favorite books growing up, Go Dog Go, from Dr. Seuss. I used to read it all the time when I was young. All right, Mr. Lemoncello's image disappeared. Tick-tock, tick-tock, clock started playing. The music, or the video screens all projected the same picture. All right, I'm going to show you a picture. It's a lot. You might want to pause it so you can see if you can figure out what their puzzle says. Okay, so pause it here, see if you can. There we go. All right. We're officially dead, said Akimi. 55 seconds, said Mr. Lemoncello. Okay, we break it up 4 ways, said Kyle. The first and third rows are similar. I'll do them. I'll take the last one, said Akimi. I'll take the second row, said Miguel. I'm 4, said Sierra. 50 seconds, said Mr. Lemoncello. Everyone went to work. Mine is some guy hitting himself in the thumb, but with a gur and an O, muttered Akimi. Then the male symbol where the LE equals RX. Marks? Does that make sense? Hello, Kyle, is my second half Marks? Kyle didn't answer. He was too busy deciphering his own clue lines. Outlet, change the let to side, he mumbled. Golf, minus the G, add the L, the letter A. 40 seconds. Dog. He dropped to the third line. He just needed the first word. Bowling pins without the P, but add the I, D, E. 30 seconds. Kyle glanced at Miguel. He was moving his lips, mouthing the part of the quote. Sierra, too. You guys ready? Kyle whispered. Hang on, said Miguel. 20 seconds. Okay, go. Kyle read the first line. Outside of a dog, Miguel picked up the thread. A book is a man's best friend, Kyle continued. Inside of a dog, Sierra took over. It's too dark to read. Akimi brought them home. Groucho Marx. Is that your final answer? Asked Mr. Lemoncello. Yes, said Kyle, and then he repeated the entire quote. Outside of a dog, a book is a man's best friend. Inside of a dog, it's too dark to read. Groucho Marx. Bells rang. Chaser lights flashed. The audience went wild. Akimi and Sierra actually squealed and hugged each other. You are correct, shouted Mr. Lemoncello. There's no dead end in Norville. Not today. Take those 5 library cards, Team Kyle. You won them fair and square. Did you get that right? What all the pictures said put together? I tried working on it for a little bit, but I got a little too discouraged and I couldn't figure it out and I just wanted to know what happened. So I just started reading again. But hopefully you worked at it and you were able to solve it. And so that was quite a quote for all those pictures. Anyway, Charles and Andrew heard a commotion on the 3rd floor, bells ringing, an audience whooping it up, girls squealing. Come on, said Charles. They raced up the stairs to peek into the Electronic Learning Center. Kyle Keeley and his teammates were all hugging each other, slapping high fives. On every video screen in the game room, Charles could see a pictogram puzzle. What's going on in there? Whispered Andrew. They might be gaming on us, Charles whispered. We need to pick up our pace, quick. Where would I find a book called Hoosier Hospitality, written by Eve Healy Artsy? The 900s room. Let's go. Kyle and Andrew scurried back to the second floor in the 900s room, where they found Haley Daly holding Hoosier Hospitality by Eve Healy Artsy. Oh, hello, you guys, she said, slamming the book shut. Charles moved toward her slowly. Find anything interesting in that book, Haley? Not really, she giggled. Just a bunch of dumb junk about Indiana. Charles knew she was hiding something. I wonder, Haley, if you and I might share a quiet word. He turned to Andrew in private. Does that mean I'm supposed to leave? Yes, Andrew. It's for the good of the team. Trust me. Okay, but I'll be right outside that door if you decide to double-cross me or anything. Thank you, Andrew. This will only take a quick minute. Peckelman left the room. Smiling, Charles moved even closer to Haley. So close he could smell her bubblegum. Or shampoo. Maybe both. Let's step over here, he said, taking Haley by the elbow. I found another fascinating book that I think you'll just love. He guided her to the spot behind a bookcase where their conversation couldn't be observed by the security camera blinking up in the ceiling. Haley went with Charles. If he had been looking for the same book she'd just found, that meant that he was playing the library escape game along a similar path. Charles Chitlington might have some clues Haley could use. Clues she needed. Rumor has it, Charles whispered, that your parents wrote your library essay for you. Inside, Haley was grinning. Obviously, Charles would try to bully her into joining his team. Fine. She'd pretend to be frightened. What? She whispered back, pretending to be terrified. That's a lie. My dad just helped me with some of the spelling. Aha! So you admit it. The spelling in your essay wasn't your own. Okay, this was going to take more acting skill than usual. Having someone check your spelling wasn't against the rules for anything. She widened her eyes, made her lips quiver. What do you want, Charles? For you to join my team. Why should I do that? 2 reasons. 1, if you're by my side, your flagrant plagiarism remains our dirty little secret. 2, I know what you did with that silhouette card you just found in the Hoosier Hospitality book. You do? Oh, yes. If we share our clues, the pictures will create a phrase telling us how to find the alternate exit. Haley smiled. For real. This was working out perfectly. She'd get all their clues, and even if they'd won all together, Mr. Lemoncello would definitely make her the real star of his TV commercials. She has zazz. Charles and Andrew did not. Okay, she said, deal. I'm on your team. And then she handed Charles the clue she had found in the Hoosier book. Of course, said Charles. After all, Indiana is the Hoosier state. Chapter 29. Oh man, said Kyle, leading his team around the balcony back to the young adult room. 9 library cards. This is fantastic. They gathered around the table. Okay, guys, time for everybody to put their cards on the table. Literally. The teammates set down their cards. Kyle spread out the 5 from the discard pile. Akimi pulled out a pad of paper and wrote down all the information on a master list. Books/authors on the backs of library cards. It's this big list. Number 1, Miguel Ferdinand's. Incident at Hawks Hill, no David. Number 2, Akimi Hughes. 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish. And 9 stories by J.D. Salinger. Number 3, unknown. Number 4, Bridget Wage. The Tales of a 4th Grade Nothing. And Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Number 5, Sierra Russell. The Egypt Game by Zilpha Catley. The Wrestling Game. Number 6, Yasmin Smith Snyder. Around the World in 80 Days. And The Yak Who Yelled Yuck. Number 7, Sean Keegan, Olivia, and Unreal. Number 8, Unknown. Number 9, Rose Berman, All of a Kind Family, and Scat. Number 10, Kayla Corson, Anna to the Infinite Power, and Ends by Shel Silverstein. Number 11, Unknown. Number 12, Kyle Keeley, I Love You Stinky Face, and The Napping House. Wow, said Sierra, that's a lot of good books, but what do all those authors and titles mean? It means we need Charles's, Andrew's, and Haley's card, said Kyle. Really, said Akemi? Because if you ask me, we already have way too much information. Well, said Kyle, maybe later we'll find a clue that'll tell us how to read this clue. And how are we going to do that? Asked Miguel. Have you ever played this? Kyle pointed to Bibliomania Box. Nope. Always wanted to. We're just about to get up a game. Does this mean we have everything to do with finding our way out of the library? We sure hope so, said Akemi. Awesome. By the way, said Kyle to Miguel, what'd you find in that arts and artifacts room? Yeah, said Akemi. All those papers you were holding? All those papers you kept trying to hide from us? Miguel grinned. The original blueprints for the Gold Leaf Bank building. Clever, said Kyle. That way you could look for old exits that might still lead us to new walls. Exactly. Find any extra exits? Asked Akemi. Nope, no hidden windows either. Yeah, what's up with that? How come they built this place with so few windows? To discourage bank robbers, I guess, said Kyle. Yep, said Miguel. The only way in through the front door, the fire exits could only be opened from inside, like a movie theater. The vault itself was all the way down in the basement. Mr. Lemoncello kept all that security, said Kyle, and added his own. So it would seem, well, hopefully Bibliomania will lead us to some sort of alternate exit. And fast, said Akemi. Don't forget, we're not like the ones playing this game. One of those other guys is probably halfway down the hallway already. Okay, said Kyle. Gameplay is pretty simple. You spin the spinner and advance your piece the number of spaces the needle points to. You move around the library and go into each of the 10 Dewey Decimal rooms, where you can pick up a book by answering a clue card. If you guess it wrong, you get a new clue card in the same room on your next turn. The first person to fill all 10 slots in their bookshelf and spin their way out of the library wins. It's sort of like Trivial Pursuit, said Sierra, and the questions aren't all that hard because they're mostly multiple choice. Let's hear one, said Miguel eagerly. The cards were separated into 10 multicolored mini stacks, one from each room. Kyle grabbed a green card. Okay, this is for the 800s room, literature. Deathly ill and pursued by ringwraiths, Frodo Baggins was carried safely across the River Bruin on the gleaming white elf horse of Glorfindel named A. Svido, B. Svithal, C. Almarine, or D. Algachil. Akemi shook her head like she was having a brain freeze. What? I think the answer might be A, said Miguel. They're all A's, said Kyle. A. Asafadel, Asil, Al. It's B. Asof, said Sierra. It's from J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. Kyle flipped over the card and read the answer. You are correct. You get a copy of Lord of the Rings to put in your bookshelf. So, Kyle said, how exactly is knowing the part of the name Elf Horse going to help us get out of the library? Maybe it's like a secret code, suggested Miguel. And the 10 book titles will form a sentence telling us how to get out. Possibly, said Kyle, but I see one problem. What is that? It's too random. Mr. Lemoncello would have no idea which 10 cards we might pick. Well, said Sierra, maybe there are only 10 questions, one for each room. Akemi grabbed the stacks of cards, fanned them out. Nope, they're all different. Hang on, said Kyle. He was remembering something from another game, Mr. Lemoncello's indoor-outdoor scavenger hunt. How his mother had always been able to write the company a request of a fresh set of cards. He turned to the video camera mounted in the corner. I'd like my library consultation, please. What's up, Kyle, said Miguel. I'm playing a hunch. The holographic Mrs. Tommen appeared behind the young adult library desk. How may I help you, Kyle? My friends and I wanted to play Bibliomania, but we were wondering, is there a new set of cards? Yes, Kyle, there is. And a fresh deck of cards popped up through the slot in the desk. End of the chapter. Join me tomorrow as we find out what these cards mean and if it leads to anything.